Hey guys, Rob here. So today's video, we're gonna test out my get home bag. So the plan is to do a stealth camp, urban stealth camp, somewhere unknown. We're winging it. We're just gonna see where we end up. So let's go. All right, so the purpose of today's video is gonna be emergency preparedness and just trying to give some people some motivation to go out and test their gear, test their backpacks, test their get home gear, test their bug out gear, any type of survival gear you have that's been sitting in a closet for the last who knows how long. Any type of stuff that you keep around the house that you plan on using, get out and go test your gear. So you guys see what's happening in the world today, and I feel like there's no better time than to use your gear now, just in case anything happens, you're not caught with your pants down. So what I have here is a backpack, and I did a urban stealth camp with it before, and a lot of the gear inside has switched up, so some different things in there, but it's still my same backpack. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a random location, play it by ear, set up camp, spend the night out here, just try to be very discreet. So I have my e-bike with me, and it's a folding e-bike, and I keep it in the car. And we'll get into more detail later as to why I keep my e-bike in the car, and just a couple other things that I think might be useful tips. All right, guys, so this is a location that we've been to in the past. It's been a while though, and I said last time I wanted to try to stealth camp it. So that's what we might try to do. I'm gonna go farther back in, scout for an area, see what it looks like, and then make a decision there. There's another spot that I have in mind that's right next to some stores. We might try to do that. But yeah, let's see how it goes. We have a main road that's right next to the spot. And so there's gonna be traffic noise for sure. But yeah, let's just get in, see what this place looks like at the end. So right now, the area looks great, but I'm seeing two different sets of game trail. And I'm on a trail right now, and then there's another one right over there. And then we've got a little canal ditch that way that hogs might come through, but I don't want to be close to any game trails. I don't want to be in the path of anything. All right, guys, I think we found a good spot here. The road is literally 40 yards just past the tree line there. I'll show you guys a little bit more on that later. But I found an area. I'm not seeing any game signs or anything like that, and it looks pretty good. And then right up under there, I think, is where we're gonna set up our camp. We've got good coverage from the sky. Like I said, I'm not seeing any game signs or anything like that, so hopefully nothing comes to bed down over here at night. But I think we're gonna go for it. But yeah, look, the road's right there. Let me zoom in. There's a traffic light right there, so there's gonna be a lot of cars stopping and stuff like that. All right, guys, so I just did a quick scan of the area. It does look like there's heavy activity, probably 30 yards, 20 yards from here. And like the ground, it looks very, like it's used a lot. It's a big open area, so I'm hoping that we don't have any issues tonight. I'm not really seeing any kind of signs here. It doesn't mean that they may not come over here in the middle of the night. So hopefully, fingers crossed, because this area is just epic. I mean, this is just really, really nice. You could tie a hammock back here, man. This is great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start getting all my stuff set up. All right. All right, guys, so I spent some time trying to figure out a nice area to put the tent. I don't want to put it right here in the middle just in case anything comes through here at night. But also, too, the ground is not really super level right here. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to set my tent up right here. So we'll still be underneath all of this overgrowth from the tree here. Will still be concealed because we have a lot of tall grass out that way. If you guys can see that straw colored grass. And the ground is even there. There's a lot of green vegetation as well. So that'll make the comfort level a little bit nicer. Now, had this been a real emergency situation, I'm not going to be picky at all. Just going to set it up wherever I have the most concealment and go from there. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna get that stuff set up and then I'll bring you guys back. Got my tent and all my sleeping stuff set up. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you guys the campsite real fast. And then I'm gonna go head over to that pond and collect some water just in case I need extra water. I'm already thirsty, I haven't touched any water. I got 2.5 liters with me today, but I feel like that's not gonna be enough for cooking and drinking. This is my camp. And I really like how low this tree sits because you can't see anything. And I got my tent right there. And I'm also using this rack here as a seat. So I'm gonna come out this way. Waiting for the traffic to move. All right. There's our camp right there. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad. And I gotta be real careful. Earlier, I saw a huge rattlesnake. I mean, that thing must have been at least 6 feet long. And the head, man, the head on that thing was massive. So I gotta be real careful. This is why you guys gotta be careful coming out. Right there in the center of the screen is a diamondback rattlesnake. Right there in the center, that's his head. Look, you can see his tail. Alright, we're gonna leave him alone. So, here's my tent. And this is just a bivvy style tent. This thing is super tiny. And I'm just barely long enough for it. And I'm testing it out. I've had it for about a year now, never used it. So, I'm gonna see how well I can sleep in it. It's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be a tight fit. All right, guys, we're at the water here. The only thing is that across on the other side, I can be seen. So I think I'm gonna go down a little bit more. There's another area I can collect from. But yeah, I wanna do this quickly. So I don't know if you could tell from the video, but I just collected that water and it is a way different color than it was when I came here last year. Last year it was like turquoise. It was really cool to look at. I'm gonna see if I maybe throw a picture in or something into this video here. But yeah, it's got a lot of tannins in it now. And this is the color of it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna filter this and then use this for cooking. And I'll drink the water I brought in. Looks like there's a red light and there's traffic here, so I'm gonna sit still until the light turns green. That way nobody sees me walking around through here. All right, made it back. All right, I believe it is time to filter some water. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make something to eat, and then there's a couple of things I just want to talk about as far as like prepping goes and gear and stuff like that. But what I have today for food here is these are 2 meals that I actually made at home by dehydrating them. So it's 100% what I cooked at home. And since today's Good Friday, no red meat or anything like that. So what I have here in this Mylar bag. And this is tomato pasta with red pepper flakes. So that'll be pretty good. I think I'm gonna make that now. And then later on, if I get hungry again, then I have another one here. And this is another Mylar bag here. Dehydrated seasoned white rice with red and black beans and bell peppers. And I even have a list here on some of the nutrition that's involved in this here meal. So this is 600 calories, 130 grams of carbs, and 22 grams of protein. So if I get hungry later, I'll have that. And then I have a couple of snacks and stuff in here for later or even tomorrow when I get up. All right, so since we're still in a burn ban from last time I checked, I don't want to take any chances. I was going to bring a completely different stove, an alcohol stove, because it's quiet and it's perfect for this kind of stuff. But we're not in a real emergency. This is just a practice run. So what I have here is my Jetboil stash, and it's an isobutane stove. So we're going to use that, and we're still going to try to be very careful. So let's go ahead and set that up. Now in a real situation, since this is dehydrated, we technically don't even need hot water. We could put cold water in that and let that rehydrate that way. It'll take longer, it won't taste as good, but you'll get the nutrition that you need. You know, one of the cool things that I like about the Jetboil here, and it was crazy expensive. I'm not trying to recommend that anybody buy this unless you got money just to throw around. But not saying I have money to throw around, I don't. But what's nice is that it's a really lightweight kit, and it also boils the water pretty quickly. It's got these little notches on the side of the pot to keep it from tipping over. So that's why I used it for today, just to try to be a little bit extra safe out here as far as the fires and stuff go. First meal of the day, like always, and it's like almost 5 o'clock. I know that this food is done dehydrating, and I'm starving. So I hope I didn't add too much water, but we're gonna find out. So this is what it looks like here. It smells amazing. All right, let's take the first bite. Yep. That is so good. Only thing it needs is some Parmesan cheese, and I'll be happy. It's crazy though how you can dehydrate food and then rehydrate it like this, and it's like just the way it was when you cooked it. All right, guys, let's talk about using your bug out bags and your get home bags. So motivation for the trip here was really to get out and test my gear again. Some of this stuff here I've used in the past, made a couple of changes, so I wanted to come out and test it. I mentioned earlier about the e-bike, and the e-bike stays in the car. It's a folding e-bike. It folds down really narrow and hardly takes up any space. So I keep it in the car in case I ever get stuck on the road. If there's a traffic jam, anything like that, I have a backup way to navigate. I'm using the e-bike today for the purpose of this video, and also for the fact that my ankle is not fully healed yet. I looked up what's going on with it, and they're saying recovery is between 3 and 6 months. So I'm not ready to do any major hiking or anything yet, and if I do, they'll be short trips. But using the e-bike today, and I wanted to do like a urban stealth camp near roadway, near traffic, stuff like that, just to help simulate an actual scenario. One of the important things here is that I'm trying to motivate you, if you're a new backpacker or if you're new to survival and prepping, I want to motivate you to try to get out and do something like this. Now, don't trespass on somebody's land. Right now, this is public land here, so I'm not trespassing or anything. But get out, use your gear. If you have anything put away, use it. All that stuff that's been sitting in your closet, take it out, go use it. Put it to real use. That way you know that you can count on it when you need it. This tent here behind me, that's a new tent that I've had for about a year, and this is my first time actually using it. So I'm a little bit worried about it, only because of the fact that I'm on the taller side and I don't fit in it like super comfortably, but for the purposes it might still work out. It's a bivvy style, it's small, it's low to the ground, it's got a good color to it as well. So I want to give it a shot. If not, I have another bivvy style tent that I'll probably swap for that one there. But it's sitting at home, still in the package, isn't doing anybody any good. So get out, test your gear, use it, put some marks on it, get some battle wounds on your stuff, and know that you can count on it. And one more thing, you know, I always say, get out, get familiar with yourself, get familiar with the woods, practice setting up your stuff. You'll never be able to do that if your stuff is still sitting in the pack, still in packages, never opened, never been used, still sitting there in that dark corner of the closet collecting dust. Get out and use your stuff, guys. You'd be surprised at how much fun you'll actually have just by getting out here and doing this kind of stuff. But that's my word for you. If you're new, take advantage. Real quick, one of the other things that I learned today, and I wasn't even planning on this, is if you look at my bike rack here, there's no rack on it, but it does have this built-on thing. And on my pad, I just set it there, and that's what I'm using to sit on. So I was originally planning on sitting on the ground, and then I just happened to think of that. And it's honestly a good thing, because there's a lot of ants on the ground, and there's also a lot of hog droppings and stuff all around in the area. I would never have learned that if I didn't come out here today. So one of the other things that we're going to use here today when it gets dark out, especially looking forward to using it when it gets dark out, is this here thermal scope right here. And this is from didnt, and they did send this to me to review. I already did the review video, but I'm just thinking of different ways it could be used. So it's a 3-in-1, so it can go mount on a rifle. You could take it off and use it as a handheld. You can also use it with other optics. So you can run this like in series, I guess you can say. So if you have like a red dot or something, you can throw this on in front of the red dot. Now you don't have to take your red dot off, and you can still use your thermal. So that's what's pretty cool. But today we're gonna use it as a handheld, and once it gets dark out, I'm gonna scan around and see if I see any deer or anything like that, maybe even some hogs. And should be pretty fun to use out here on this trip. But this is also a good tool to have in your get home bag as well. All right, guys, we're gonna get inside and see how it feels. I mean, this thing is a tight fit. Super tight. So I'm in here, but as you guys see, I mean, my feet are at the end right now. Not a lot of space, but hopefully it'll work. Hopefully we'll have some good airflow, and it won't be too bad. But I ate that food and now I'm tired, so I'm gonna lay down for a little bit and then just see how this thing is. So far, I'm not as hot in this tent as I thought I was gonna be. Now I do have the sides kind of propped up. You see I have a stick there in the middle. So all the way around the tent is like that. So I do feel nice, cool air creeping into that, which is really nice. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the other side of this tent, and I'm gonna sew in a zipper, kind of like how the door is here, but I'll probably only make it to where it goes like 3/4 of the way up. It doesn't need to go all the way up because there's no door on the mesh behind me, but then that way I can control, you know, how much more air I want to circulate through this thing. But other than that, definitely is a tight fit for me. seeing that diamondback rattlesnake earlier, that was like a good 6 foot long snake. Massive snake. And all I can think about is one of them coiling up next to my tent while I'm sleeping. But hopefully not. But yep, feels great. Feels real good. Yeah, just been relaxing here in the tent. I'm so glad that it's cool outside right now. But oh, let me get up. I don't sound like stuffy. But yeah, I'm so glad that it's not really hot out or anything. I am getting a little bit hungry, so I think I'm gonna make that other meal. And that there, my friends, is the last of the sunlight. So probably another 15 or so minutes maybe. And there's the road there. And this is looking out from my tent. Alright guys, looks like we're going to be cutting this trip short. The pole on my tent broke, which is unfortunate, so I'm just going to pack it up. I heard some animals coming in close, and I was trying to get out of my tent to kind of see them with the thermal, and because this tent is so low, that pole just snapped. So right now my tent is like that. Pole came up through the top here, so I think that there is a design flaw with this tent, because when I received it, it did come with an extra like guide in case it snapped, but I decided not to bring it, which I should have, which is kind of weird because all the other tents I have, they don't come with any of that kind of stuff. So I guess it's a red flag. I'll probably replace it with a different pole or something. But I think there was a couple of deer that just came through here a minute ago. It's like all the wildlife came at once. So back here, and then also too, there's a bunch of hogs over this way. I was looking at them on the thermal. And you know guys, real quick too, one thing I definitely did not want to do today on this trip here was any type of movement at night, especially after that huge diamondback. I mean, that thing was huge, guys, and just be extra careful. But road's right there. I'm going to see if there's a way I can get through to the sidewalk. If so, then I'll just bike home on the sidewalk. But this is why I say it's important to test the gear out, and today was a good example of that. I was able to record the hogs, and I got a little bit of the deer that came back here as well. But I did record the hogs, and they were some good sized hogs. And I'll put the B-roll footage in the video here, but they just hung around that little, like by the road, that little trench that we saw earlier when I showed you guys in the video, which is why I'm glad I didn't set up my tent over there. But they hung around over there, and they made their way, and then a car spooked them at the light. So then they started walking like towards me by this other tree behind me that I was looking at setting up earlier. They started walking over there, and then I just kind of just hollered, hey, hey, and they kind of just like stopped, and then they all took off and ran. Hey! But yeah, you know, not a good day. Broke the pole on my tent earlier. My Sea to Summit Ultra Seal bag, I was pulling it out of my backpack. I don't know what it got caught on, but that ripped, so now I have to buy another one of those. So broke some gear today, not happy about that. I have to pack up out of here now and head home instead of completing the video and, you know, getting up at the sunrise. But most importantly is that we got to test the gear out. That was the whole reason to come out, was to test that tent. I had it for about a year now, and I've never used it. I'm glad that I bought it out, because I was really considering keeping that as part of my get home kit, but not happening. I'm gonna have to move on to something else. I will repair it, but I won't be relying on that tent. And that's the goal, you know, see what works, get familiar with your gear. The only way you'll know, guys, is to get out and do it. So we're gonna end the video here. I hate ending the videos like this. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, share the video to help get the content out there, guys. Until next time, I'll see you on the trail. Peace.